right. So welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us for the SLCP meetup this afternoon. Our topic today is social cohesion. Uh, this month's topic, we're going to discuss, how to be more cohesive with your social strategy within your library, uh, whether it's making a stronger commitment to support diversity, equity, and inclusion, learning and adapting to the needs of your community, or becoming a source of education on cultural competency. We'll hear from some guest speakers this afternoon about their experience working on the section for social cohesion and provide some nice examples. And then, if anybody is interested in sharing after our uh, featured speakers go, please feel free. Um, so we're going to start with Clare McFarland. She's the library director for the Norman Williams Public Library in Vermont. Clare, thank you for joining us this afternoon, and thank you for agreeing to share. We look forward to hearing what you guys are doing up there.
Sure, no problem. Well, unlike a lot of libraries that are probably here today, we're a small rural library. Our community is just over 2,000 people. But that being said, we also feed into the surrounding communities, many of which don't have libraries. So we do have, oh gosh, I'm going to say about 2,200 patrons altogether. So it's tricky being that it's so rural and it's also quite an elderly community. We at this library made a commitment to meet the needs of this community. We we bring books to homebound. We bring books to senior centers. We bring books to the senior living communities because in this area there are so many of them. We also do a lot of programming, and it might not seem a lot to some of you, but we have over 600 programs a year, and that's tremendous for a library our size. We have well over 4,500 people attend these 600 programs. And, most of them are geared toward seniors over the age of 60, 70, 80, 90 years old, a lot of them. We had one recently, we wrote a grant and we partnered with our local senior center, and it was called Creative Play for Seniors. And we brought in these three guys who are themselves seniors, and one's a comedian, one's a musician, and one is an actor in local theater. And we had so many seniors join that wouldn't necessarily have gone had it been at the local senior center. There are some people who go to the local senior center, they're very comfortable with it. And there are other people who will say to you, oh, that's awfully cliquey. I don't want to go there. Everybody has their own groups of friends. But when we brought it to the library, we saw a lot of people come to it that wouldn't necessarily have gone had it been elsewhere. So by opening ourselves up in that regard, we opened ourselves up to a greater community that wouldn't necessarily participate. And that's a big focus of ours at our library. Yeah, that's really where we're at, is meeting the need of the community where it's at.
Which is absolutely important, and that's really great that kind of like you said, some people might be hesitant to go to the local senior center, but the fact that the library is putting it on and being the place where community members can come and join together and be with one another, it kind of takes some of that pressure off, right? I mean,
we absolutely found that. Yeah, absolutely. People we had never seen before. And there again, being such a small community, that's saying a lot.
Yeah,
That there are people
absolutely.
out there that we don't know. but
Yeah,
they felt more comfortable coming to the library than they would have going to the senior center.
which can make you feel good because it's like it shows that the library is that trusted place for
Hmm.
people, and they feel comfortable going to you, and hopefully that if that was their first experience, they'll be repeat
They'll be back.
visitors. you
Right.
know
And the funny thing is, we have seen many of these people at other programs since this one program that we had. So it
that's
works.
that's yeah,
It
absolutely.
works. Yep.
That's wonderful. It's a wonderful thing to see, and it's important that we like offering things to our community members and to bring them in, bring everybody together. That's awesome. Um, and I wanted to say, Claire, I know you guys recently submitted your action item form, so kudos to you guys. I'm
Oh,
sure
thank you.
Norman Williams Public Library is currently in the review process of the certification program. So we expect to be celebrating you very soon, which is always exciting.
That will be a great way to end the year.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm very grateful that you agreed to share this afternoon and to be here with us. That was great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
If anybody has any questions, you could drop them in the chat or feel free to unmute. Uh, I'm sorry, was that? I thought I heard something. All right. If not, we'll move on to our next featured speaker. We have from the Ramapo Catskill Library System, who was just recently certified sustainable. We have the Sustainability Innovation Consultant, Joanna Goldfarb. Joanna, thank you for being here.
Well, of
Good to
course,
see
thank you. And Claire, congratulations on submitting your action items. It's
Thank
really
you.
exciting. I am a terrible off-the-cuff speaker, so I made a presentation. So just bear with me one moment while I share my screen.
you.
Okay. Is everyone able to see what I'm seeing? Great. Also, just a warning, I had planned to do this from the office today, but we had a snow day, so I'm doing it from home, and my dog can be a little vocal. So you might hear him at some point. He's just really passionate about sustainability. So as Alex said, I am from the Ramapo Catskill Library System that is in the lower Hudson Valley of New York State. We are not a library, we are a system. So our purpose is to provide services to our member libraries. We have 47 members across 3.5 counties. Things that we do for them is we provide consolidated services. So like the ILS, we provide a shared platform for our digital content. We provide a delivery system and continuing education. So again, we are not providing programs and services to the public. Our community are our libraries, and they are all public and association libraries. So just a little bit background of what's going on. The way that I structured this is we're going to go straight through what we did for our social cohesion section. I'm not going to read this whole thing, but I figured I'd put it up on the screen in case anyone wants to screenshot it. If you like it, feel free to use it. We did update our sustainability policy, and it included a section on social cohesion. We wanted to make sure that we had that down in writing. The staff that we have now is, I'm very fortunate that everyone is really on board with the entire sustainability triple bottom line, but we want to make sure that if staff changes, we're not all going to be there forever. So we want to make sure that this continues, that this is sustainable. Also a note that Alex already has his presentation, so if you don't get a chance to read this whole thing, it will be sent out after. We also made sure that our board of trustees were on board and that they were okay with, diversifying the board of trustees. At the moment, we do, I think, have the most diverse board that we have had in a while. We have people from different backgrounds, different ages. Surprisingly, different ages is really difficult to find. But we also wanted to make sure that the board understood why that was really important for the system as a whole. Again, because we do serve multiple counties, we do have quite a diverse population within all of those counties. So making sure that all of our counties and the different populations are represented, are understood at the system level is important to us, and making sure that our board understands that was also one of our top priorities. So before creating, or rather updating, the board recruitment process, we actually had a board of trustees retreat, which is something that they do annually. Usually they visit member libraries, but we also had a speaker on diversity present to the board. So that was a new part of the retreat. And then after that, that was when this addition to the recruitment process was added. You'll notice that I did not include the reflection questions. Those seemed rather personal to RCLS. If anyone has questions on how we tackled the reflection questions, I'm happy to answer it, but that's why those aren't included. Moving on to cultural competency training. There were several opportunities. The first one was we do an annual full staff training. And during that training, we had someone present on microaggressions. So what they are, how they impact people, and just different ways that we can be aware if we are, accidentally using a microaggression. I will say that it was kind of difficult for some staff. They didn't fully understand the impact of a microaggression, again, because they're micro. But it's something that people are working on and open to it, trying to understand more. We also had a 6-part series. It was held several times. Each time we made sure that our CLS staff were part of the cohort, as well as representatives from our member libraries. And that was this culturally responsive library workplace environment course. Again, this was part of our professional development offerings for member libraries. It was worth, I believe, 15 hours of credit. So it was a big one. Each session was 2 hours, and plus there was coursework in between. So it was kind of like taking a college class, but it went pretty in depth on what it means to be culturally responsive for your community. So I think we had a lot of staff who really benefited from this course in particular. Programs celebrating diversity. Again, this is continuing education, so these are not programs for the public, but programs that we had for our member library staff. We are making an effort to continue these types of offerings. So not listed are things that we've had since we submitted our action items. We had a program on how to start a memory care program in a library, and that was hosted by the Alzheimer's Association. You'll notice that on the list is a homeless de-escalation. That is a program that was hosted on a platform called Niche Academy, and we have continued to subscribe to that program series. It's a series where the sessions are held live and then they are archived on Niche Academy. So all of our members have access to an entire series on how to work with an unhoused population. And that is a big issue in our area. So we are, again, continuing on all of these programs. I would also like to point out that these are there's a lot of age groups and departments represented. So the Get Down with Pronouns, that was kind of an everyone program, but the little hand signing and story time, more of a youth services focus, as was race and representation in picture books. So we're really making an effort to say, this is not a one department, this is not a me thing, this is an everyone thing at RCLS, and we are making sure that all of our member libraries, regardless of which department that they work in, have access to these types of continuing education opportunities. Our community feedback. So a lot of our programs and services come from an annual survey that we send out to all of our members. So there's over probably close to 1,000 staff members within our 47 libraries. And they get a chance to say, this is what we would like to learn. This is what we are lacking. This is what we like. And we base quite a bit of our programming off of that. In addition to that, we are just starting the process of starting our plan of service focus groups. We have a 5-year plan of service, and actually the last one is how my position was created, because our members said that they would like more sustainability in our services. So I'm actually looking forward to the process and seeing what they come up with next. Community engagement. So at RCLS, we do not typically do programs for the public. This was a somewhat exception. We did a library passport program where we encouraged patrons to visit as many of the libraries in our system as possible. We called it the RCLS road trip. There are other systems in New York State that have done similar programs, so they were nice enough to share all of their materials with us. This was in 2023, and it generated over 12,000 library visits, which was really above and beyond what we expected. We had 114 people visit all 47 libraries in our system, which again, we thought 20, maybe 30, that was going to be our big goal. So 114 just blew our minds. And it was a great opportunity for people to see the full breadth of what is available to them. So they might only use their home library, of course, it's their home library, but if they drive, 15, 20 minutes down the road, they can get some completely different services that they didn't know about, but they can benefit from because they have access to all of the services in all of our libraries. There was one comment. So I did the road trip and I met a patron who was doing it. And I wish I had recorded what she said. It was something along the lines of going to all of the libraries. It's really easy to see which communities are the haves and the have-nots. But it's impressive to see what the communities that are have-nots, what their libraries are doing for them. Just the types of services that they're providing to meet their community's needs. So again, I wish I'd bottled that up so I can share it with every single legislator. So that was our community engagement. We are looking forward to doing it again in maybe a year or two. If anyone is interested in this type of program, I'll just send you everything. Let me know. Employee recognition. So this is our holiday party from last year. Our holiday party this year is tomorrow, and I'm very excited. But we decided that we would celebrate anyone who volunteers in their community at the holiday party annually. So the way we did that was we sent out a survey. What are you doing? Let us know. And then everyone got a little gift card to a local grocery store. So that's our service outside the library. Pretty straightforward, I guess. Next up is the health and wellness program. So during the pandemic, especially, we had tried mental health services, not just system-wide, but for our staff. And we found that member libraries really benefited from it. We had mostly social workers meeting with staff on Zoom to talk about what was going on. But our staff didn't really like it for whatever reason. So we decided that when it came to our health and wellness, we would take more of a physical wellness approach. So again, during one of our full staff trainings, we had a presentation on setting wellness goals. And this could be physical health, mental health, any other goals you have. It was pretty accessible. But we do also offer a flexible spending account for staff. So RCLS provides $350 to our staff of FSA funds, and then we have the option of adding additional money to that account. But we had a member of our business office give us a step-by-step, this is how you can download the FSA app. This is how you can upload your receipts so that you can get reimbursed. This is how you can upload a gym membership if that's the route you want to go. And we figured that the $350, if you're doing a gym like a Planet Fitness, that would cover your gym membership for the year. Of course, it doesn't cover like really luxury gyms. And actually right now we are gauging interest in a step challenge for 2025. We don't know what's going to happen yet. We want to see how many people would actually participate. But this is a way that we are trying to continue our work and continue setting goals and paying attention to our staff wellness. And that is it for our social cohesion. So if anyone has any questions, I will stop sharing my screen and I'm happy to answer.
Thank you, Joanna. That was great. If anybody has any questions, feel free to unmute and ask away, or throw it in the chat. I'll be happy to read it. I too work at a library system, Suffolk Cooperative Library System, and there's a lot of similarities there that I see that we both do similar to RCLS. I do like that FSA app. That seems really useful and super easy for people to use. So I kind of want to learn more about that. That sounds cool. And the Niche Academy is something that I've used in the past. I don't know how many others are familiar with it or use it, but I feel like that's such a really great way to kind of, have offer programs like that. And the fact that they're recorded, it, just makes everything real simple. And I love the topics that you guys covered. I think, the homeless de-escalation, disabilities awareness, exploring race and representation, picture books, very relevant stuff. So a lot of stuff that is interesting to me for sure.
Love the new presenters. I'm happy to share.
Absolutely. Some of the things that we've done, I just figured I'd share for social cohesion and the staff wellness here at SCLS is offering, we have blood pressure monitors that we make available to staff. We have our sustainable action team has like a I guess quarterly newsletter that we send out to everyone here on staff, and we provide like a wellness tip, that the sustainable action team comes up with, and we also have a recently renovated the grounds here, and we have a nice walking path. So we're always promoting wellness walks during breaks throughout the day, and it gets used quite a bit, even and now that it's getting chilly. But people are still out there, during their breaks. So that's definitely something that the staff definitely appreciates, and we're working on getting a what's the word? A treadmill. Thank you, Sophia. A treadmill here at SCLS. That way, when it gets really cold, perhaps if we're getting as much snow as you're getting up at RCLS there, Joanna, you know, that's something that, you know, people can still take those walks during their breaks. So we're excited about that.
Yeah, well, and
Is
let me know, because I've been dropping not so subtle hints with my director.
yeah, we've been working on a proposal. I believe it's ready even. It's probably just on me now to kind of go, you know, push the final step to get it locked in. We have a space set aside for it and everything. So, yeah, we're definitely excited about that. Um, anybody have any questions for Claire or for Joanna, or if anybody has anything that they would like to share in relation to what their libraries are working on or library systems working on in respect to social cohesion, feel free to chime in or let us know. Nothing. I do want to mention that, as I said, this is the last SLCP meetup of 2024. We did begin putting up dates for 2025, our SLCP meetups. Um, and I mentioned the next one will be Thursday, January 9th. I didn't think it would be wise to schedule it on the 2nd. I don't know how many people would be open to attending that. Um, but yes, so Sophia just dropped the link in the chat there for the topic will be resilience planning for the January 9th meetup, and you know, we'll kind of move forward through the action item form as far as topics go. So feel free to check out the events calendar on the Sustainable Libraries Initiative website to sign up for the new dates. And if you're interested in being a featured speaker, we'd love to hear from you. There is a form that is included in the meetup record that you can click on and choose which topic or meetup that you may be interested in sharing about your work through the action item form. And you know, again, we'd love to hear from you. So that's there as well. If there's no other questions or comments, we will sign off here. Anybody last minute?
I wanted to speak up just briefly. This is my first one. We just joined the certification program, and I'm really excited to be here.
Awesome.
And hear all of the great work everyone is doing. I'm also a part of the Massachusetts library system. We are planning on a summit on social cohesion in the spring, so this felt like a really fortuitous first meeting for me.
That's wonderful, and welcome, and thank you for joining. That's really great. When is that? When is that summit, the social cohesion summit that you're having?
It's going to be in April. I can't remember the exact date right now, of course, but yeah, it's still very early planning stages, but we're very excited about it.
Absolutely. And Linfield Public Library, you said you're just a recent member, correct? You just joined the certification program?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us. This is the kind of a shorter meetup than usual, but you know, it's the time of year, you know. So, but we are very glad that you joined us and encourage you to you know, stick with us and join us in the new year.
Yeah, we're excited to get started. So thank you.
Absolutely, thank you. All right, well, if that's it, we will sign off here. I want to thank everybody for joining us, and we'll have a happy holidays and happy New Year. If I don't talk to y'all, but take care and thanks again.